rescued worker who's joining us on the broadcast. अहमद साहब नमस्कार, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने के लिए। बहुत खुशी है कि हम आपसे बात कर रहे हैं। आप सकुशल उस टनल से बाहर आ गए हैं। पिछले 17 दिन कितने मुश्किल थे और किस तरह से बिताए आपने?
जी, पहला दिन तो थोड़ा मुश्किल था। उसके बाद हम लोगों ने और हमारी कंपनी ने बहुत हम लोग का सहयोग दिया। बहुत अच्छे से हम बाहर में जो हमारी नवयुगा इंजीनियरिंग कंपनी थी बहुत सपोर्ट की और जितना दिल से उन्होंने सब काम किया। और उत्तराखंड के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री पुष्कर सिंह धामी जी और मेडिकल टीम जो थी वहाँ की एसडीआरएफ और जितने अधिकारी रैंक के थे, डीएम साहब, एनएचआईडीसीएल के जितने भी अधिकारी थे, सब ने हम लोग का साथ दिया और हम लोग को सेफ्टी से बाहर निकाला। और हमारे भारत के माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भी हम लोग का बराबर खबर लेते रहे और कल उनसे हमारी बातें भी हुई थी। उन्होंने हम लोग को बहुत बहुत बधाई दिया। हम लोग सब ठीक हैं। बाकी अंदर में ऐसी कोई बात नहीं थी। हम लोग सब आदमी को संभाल के रखे थे। सबको खाना पीना जो भी बाहर से आता था टाइम टू टाइम खिलाते थे। और हम लोग को एक ये दुख की बात है कि हमारे बिहार के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री नीतीश कुमार जी और उप मुख्यमंत्री तेजस्वी यादव जी जो आज तक हम लोग का खबर नहीं लिए। हम लोग बस एक ही बात उनसे कहना चाहते हैं कि हम लोग बिहार के लाल होके हम लोगों ने कोई गलती किया है क्या, या हम लोग से कोई गुनाह हुआ है कि बिहार के कोई भी मंत्री, वो विधायक हो या एमपी हो या कोई भी हो, हम लोग से एक बार भी कांटेक्ट
मुझे ये तो अब ये आपकी शिकायत तो बिल्कुल जायज है क्योंकि खबर तो उनको लेनी चाहिए थी। लेकिन पूरा भारत आपके और आपके साथियों के लिए प्रार्थना कर रहा था।
मैं अभी इंडियन एयरफोर्स के फ्लाइट में बैठा हूँ। अब मनाहट है, बंद कर रहा हूँ। ठीक है, धन्यवाद। ठीक है,
चलिए, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने के लिए। दैट वाज साबा अहमद. ही इज बीइंग एयरलिफ्टेड एंड ही इज बीइंग टेकन टू एम्स ऋषिकेश. ही वाज सिटिंग इन दैट Air Force plane which is taking all of them, the ambulance which is taking them to the AIIMS Rishikesh, that hospital facility where they'll get further treatment. This worker sounded a bit miffed with the fact that the Bihar Chief Minister and the Deputy Chief Minister did not reach out to the workers. A majority of them came from the state of Bihar. Well, let's see how that really pans out. I want to cut across back to Anshul, who's with us on the broadcast. Anshul, what a fantastic, heroic, successful mission this has been. The last 17 days have been very, very troublesome for all of us. We were watching from a distance. You were tracking this rescue operation up close from outside that tunnel. When the first worker was rescued last evening, I believe at around 7:50 p.m. That's exactly the time when it happened. What was the sentiment like? And the fact that in this entire rescue operation, neither anybody who was trapped or the one who were rescuing them, the rescuers, none of them got hurt or injured by the grace of God.
Well, yes, Anusha, you rightly mentioned that by the grace of God, this entire operation went in such a manner that no one, neither people who were stuck inside the tunnel or the rescuers who were working round the clock in that very dangerous terrain and in that tunnel as well, did not get affected, did not get hurt as well. Yes, there were a few minor injuries that the rescuers sustained because of the manual work that was being done over there, but nothing serious happened over there. And if you see, the last 17 days have been an absolute emotional roller coaster. Initially, on the 5th day, we thought that the work is happening at such a pace that within the next 24 hours, the rescue operations might come to an end. And this was the day 5 when the American auger machine had started its drilling, and it went ahead and drilled the first 22 meters in the first 24 hours. And we were expecting that within the next 24 hours, this operation might come to an end and all these people would be taken out safely. Then a big obstruction came, the big girders came in the way, which meant that the American auger machine was not able to drill through. And also, as the vibrations that were happening, more debris started to fall, which meant that the life of the rescuers was also at risk. Then it took the rescuers another 36 hours to structure the tunnel inside so that the debris doesn't fall on the people who are carrying out this rescue operation. And then yet again a new American auger machine was brought in and the drilling process started yet again. And then again in the next 24 hours the 45-meter mark was reached, and then this analysis was done. In fact, just at the 45-meter mark, this analysis was done that there are no big metal pieces inside the continuous metal pieces inside the debris for the next 5.4 meters, and hence the rescuers got confident and they decided to actually increase the power of that auger machine, and that was one of the biggest setbacks of this entire operation, because remember, the rescuers thought that since there are no continuous metal pieces, they increased the power in that auger machine, and the auger machine, as they started drilling within the next 2.2 meters, they yet again encountered with girders and metal pieces, which meant that the entire auger machine got entangled inside the debris, and in fact the head of the auger machine got entangled in such a way that it took 3 full days for the rescuers to take that debris, to take that head out of the debris, and post that yet again the manual drilling was started, and then the decision was taken that no more machines are needed right now, and the manual operation should start now, and that is when these heroes, the rat hole miners, were called in, and they carried out this work in a record time of 26 hours. They were able to actually dig through 10 meters of debris. This debris had metal pieces, the debris had boulders, the debris had concrete pieces in them as well, and manually, inch after inch, they were successfully able to make that breakthrough. And yes, over the last 17 days, apart from the best news that we heard yesterday, the biggest news was of that lifeline pipe that was dug in on the 9th day of this rescue operation. That was the thing, as the name suggests, that became the actual lifeline of this entire operation. Because of that pipe, solid food was being given, started to be given to the people who were stuck inside for the last 9 days. They had no idea, they had no access to any solid food. For the first time, they were given solid food. For the first time, a camera, a telescopic, endoscopic camera reached inside the tunnel, where the first visuals of these workers came out. A stable communication line was established through which constant communication could happen between the rescuers and the people who were stuck inside. And that is when the doctors initially actually tried to come inside and speak to all these people and try to take a sense of how they were feeling. Even the psychologists at that point in time were able to speak to them and try to get a sense of how they were feeling over the last 9 days. This instilled a lot more confidence amongst the people, and plus the breakthrough that happened at approximately 2 p.m. Last afternoon.
Yes.
That was the time, that was the news that we were hoping for, and I cannot express that emotion in words, whether it was in me or the people who were covering this, or the local people who were on the ground waiting to get this news, or the rescuers who were so excited and elated that finally the breakthrough has happened. Yes, it took some more hours to push the pipe inside to take everyone out, but at the 1:30 to 2 p.m. time was that when we broke the news that breakthrough has happened. That was the time when the environment was actually absolutely ecstatic. It felt like India had lifted the World Cup, although we were not able to. But yes, that same feeling was something that could be sensed out here on ground zero.
Anshul, it was no less than a World Cup, more than that. And I remember yesterday, exactly at this time, when we were doing this show, you had broken this news of this big breakthrough that had come in. And the energy that you're talking about are the moments when humanity comes together for each other and hopes well for each other. And I believe that's perhaps the power of press, that all of them have been safely rescued out. Even the technicians, international experts who have been involved in this rescue operation say it is nothing short of a miracle.